Hey, good morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Sorry I'm a little bit late. Of course, I don't do it live, so it doesn't really matter. You watch it whenever you want to, anyhow. Proverbs chapter 10. Proverbs chapter 11. I've got a passage picked out in Proverbs chapter 11, verses 3 through 6. I want to start with, it's going to use the word integrity. It's going to use the word righteousness a lot. And I want to go ahead and just talk about this word righteousness just for a second. When we think of the word righteousness, if I asked you, what does it mean? You would probably say it means doing the right things, doing the things that God wants you to do. It's about what we do, and being righteous is about our actions and what we do. And that is a definition of righteousness. And it's a biblical definition of righteousness. It's part of the way the word righteous is used in the Bible. But there's actually another way that the word is used in the Bible. And it is a word that just simply says that we are right with God. We're in right standing with God. We're in a right relationship with God. 2 Corinthians 5:21 says that God made Jesus, who knew no sin, he made him to become sin for us so that we might become the righteousness of God in him. In other words, we become righteous based upon our relationship with God through his son, Jesus Christ. And that if we have Christ in our life, we are righteous. So in that sense, it doesn't have anything to do with what we do or the way we're acting. It has to do with our relationship with God. So you can actually think of righteousness in both of those ways. It's us doing what God wants us to do, but it's also us being in a right relationship with God. Let me just go ahead and read a few verses. It says, the integrity of the upright will guide them, but the perversity of the unfaithful will destroy them. And I've told you before that Proverbs has got short little sayings. It makes it kind of hard to study as like a whole chapter, and that's why I'm just picking out a few verses out of these chapters. But the integrity of the upright will guide them, but the perversity of the unfaithful will destroy them. Just imagine yourself going whitewater rafting, right, and going down a river, a raging river, and all that white water. You want a guide in there, don't you? You want a guide in that boat to know where the big rocks are, to know the places that we need to miss, to know the areas that we need to go to that are the easiest. If you're in the mountains, on the road, whatever, we need a guide. And that's what he's saying here, is that the integrity of the upright will guide them, that the integrity, what's in a person's heart, the way a person acts when no one's watching, their integrity is going to guide them through the difficulties of life and through the whitewater rapids of life. But the perversity of the unfaithful, it will destroy them. It will lead them into destruction. So verse 4, riches do not profit in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivers from death. This is bigger than just you can't take it with you. The fact is that God is no respecter of persons. And you know what? God doesn't care how much money you have or don't have. He really doesn't. Whether you cannot judge a person's morality or a person's character upon whether or not they're rich or poor. Oftentimes we look upon the poor and we kind of feel like they're people of lower character. You can't do that. It's not true. That's not the way God judges man. God looks in the heart, and that's what he's saying here. Riches are not going to profit in the day of wrath, but righteousness is what delivers from death. Being right with God is what's going to take us into heaven. Being right with God is what delivers from death. The righteousness of the blameless will direct his way aright. The wicked will fall by his own wickedness. That's kind of the same as what we talked about there in verse 3 about your righteousness is going to direct your way. The righteousness of the upright will deliver them, but the unfaithful will be caught by their lust. Again, the righteousness, those who are right with God, those who have walked right with God and walked in fellowship with God, they're going to be delivered. It's going to be what delivers them. But the unfaithful will be caught by their lust, their boundless lust, their boundless cravings, their boundless the desires that know no end. Be careful of those things that James says that each man sins when he is drawn away and enticed by his own lust. It's our own desires, it's our own hearts that are captured and caught and drawn away and cause us to draw away from Christ. So the righteousness of the upright will deliver them, but the unfaithful will be caught by their own lust. That's Proverbs chapter 11, 3 through 6. Find something in there. Be right with God. Be righteous. Get out there in faith today. God bless you. Bye.